Would you rather have hip hop, or would you remove the social conditions that allowed for hip hop's creation? Like, do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
Because hip hop was sort of born and bred in this like social, political, economic sort of like, I guess, tube, or like in order for hip hop to exist, things had to be really bad for black people.
Yeah.
'Cause it was born of like pain, struggle, poverty, you know. Youth.
It was an outlet to express that stuff.
Exactly, right? So they asked, well, like, if you could have hip hop, like, if you could remove the conditions that created hip hop, would you? And his answer was like, oh my God, of course, yeah. He's like, yo, I love rap music and I love rapping and I love hip hop and it's done the most for me. But if I could just make things never have been hard for people, yeah, I take that in a heartbeat. And you're kind of like, oh yeah, you don't really think about like what goes into the things that you love. You just sort of love the things sometimes.
Exactly. But I don't know, like, I do agree with that, but it's like you also have to think about like how hip hop affected people that were going through stuff.
Yeah.
What is it, the LA riots and everything like that?
Yeah.
Like, you obviously don't want people to suffer, but it's like for the people that are suffering behind closed doors, that don't have a voice, that want a relatability, hip hop was always there for them.
Yes. It's like when you talk about the LA riots and hip hop, there's this clip I saw. It was when the George Floyd riots were happening. People in the streets were playing Kendrick Lamar's "All Right."
Yeah, we gonna be all right.
Yeah, and they're playing it, and they're in unison, just jumping up and down. We gonna be all right.
Yeah.
You know. And I'm looking at it, and I was like, "Yo, that's like 20 Grammys."
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, people are rioting in the streets, and they're singing your song, and they're saying, "We're gonna be okay." And I was like, "Yeah, that's just
It's powerful.
You know what I mean?"
Yeah.
Yo, do you feel like art requires suffering though? Is it really art if it doesn't hurt?
Okay, I feel like that's such a loaded. Okay, I think it shouldn't. But when you look at all the examples of great artists, you go, yeah, pain's there.
Yeah.
Pain's there, and I don't know like why creativity is born of like pain, of suffering.
Yeah, and pain.
But it seems to be so interconnected. Like you can't. You guys ever watch this movie Whiplash?
Yeah, I watched it. Yeah. No, I love that
I've
movie.
never seen it.
So
The drummer movie.
Yeah. Okay. So whenever people go, oh, it's a movie about drumming, and I go, no, that's a movie about obsession.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And drumming is the tool they use to sort of convey what pure obsession looks like.
Yeah.
It's about spoilers. Okay, the movie came out like
Enough time. You can
11 years
spoil it.
ago.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a great movie.
It's about it's played by Miles Teller, and it's about this guy. He's drumming, but like he wants to be the best, and he meets this. He gets into this really prestigious drumming school, music school, orchestra school, and the teacher's played by J.K. Simmons.
Yeah.
And his name is Fletcher.
Yeah.
Fletcher is a top 3 movie villain all time.
Yeah.
This guy's like he's one of those teachers where like he's really good teacher,
Yeah.
but he's abusive. You've seen it. He's incredibly abusive. Like if you're off tempo, he'll stop the class,
Ridicule you first.
walk up to you, and rip your whole life.
Yeah.
And then kick you out.
Yeah.
And then he'll be like, he wasn't even off tempo.
Yeah.
He just didn't know he wasn't.
Yeah.
You were.
Yeah.
But he didn't know, and that's bad enough.
Yeah.
So I kicked him out.
Yeah.
Horrible human being. But he's very like throughout the entire movie, pressure. He says the worst phrase in the English language to tell somebody is "good job." I'm so sorry.
We're having some technical difficulties. Please stay tuned.
When you get on a podcast, shut your phone up.
Yeah. So we always try to mute our phones and put
Yeah.
it on D&D.
Right? But yes.
Yeah. Go ahead. Go
Yeah.
crazy.
My bad. The worst phrase in the English language is "good job," because he goes, it holds you back. He goes, you tell somebody "good job," and they're like, "Oh yeah, I did good. Yeah, that's enough. I'm finished."
Yeah.
They feel content.
Yeah, they feel content. And he goes, and you don't want that. So he's very so pretty much. So the movie goes, Miles Teller is a drummer, wants to be the best. Gets into it with this guy, J.K. Simmons. They hate each other, they love each other, they respect each other, they don't like each other, they fight each other. It's wild. And at the end of it,
The ending is the biggest plot twist.
the ending's amazing because they get along, and Miles he plays the drum, and he's playing this song called Whiplash, title of the movie. Oh my God, he said it. So they're playing, and he locks in, and he's killing the drum solo. And in that moment, you're like, this guy's gonna die of a drug overdose. because he wants to be the best, and his idol is one of the world's greatest drummers. I don't remember his name. Billy something, I think.
Something, yeah.
And he died of a drug overdose. And Miles Teller's character idolizes that.
Yeah.
Because he goes, it's better to die early and be a legend than to live till you're 80 and be nobody.
So, question: have you ever heard of the 27 Club?
Yeah.
So a lot of like highly
Don't make
skilled
it past
professionals-
27.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it's like the notion of dying young.
Yeah.
and like being immortalized in that particular moment.
Yeah, it's something sought after, and it's the second I turned 28, I knew I wasn't on nothing.
Yeah.
I was like, it's not me.
Yeah.
but yeah. So the movie, I guess, really likes that.
Yeah.
Where they're like, oh, we're the 27 Club, and like we're gonna die young, but like, hey, we were great, you know.
What's good, guys? This is your boy Sima, your boy Delux, and we got a special guest in the building. Tell people them your name.
Hey, my name is Ibby, Jane and Finch resident, community worker, teacher, bald guy, hip hop lover, movie lover.
Yeah, and this is Maybe It Gets Better podcast. Let's clap it up for him.
Appreciate that.
So yeah, let's get straight into it.
So Ibby, tell us a little bit about yourself. Like, how was everything?
Well, yeah, man, I'm good. I moved yesterday, so that was, it was rough. 2 days of moving, always. Oh my God, I don't know if you've ever moved before, you get what I'm saying. If you haven't, stay where you're at.
Yeah.
Moving is terrible. But a little bit about myself is so my name is Ibrahim Muhammad, but people call me Ibby. Yeah, I'm a Jane. Like I said a second ago, I'm a Jane and Finch resident. I'm also the executive director of a local nonprofit called Generation Chosen. Generation Chosen is steeped in just like, we call it like human development.
Yeah.
Because you're like, okay, well, we'll do almost whatever it takes to make somebody a better person. But the tools in which we execute that with are namely mental health and emotional intelligence, along with education and civic engagement.
So yeah, you probably know that we're like a mental health podcast. Like
yeah, of course. Yeah.
Solely, so we talk about pop culture stuff, but we always try to relate it to mental health.
Yeah, how does it work?
Yeah, how do
together.
those two parallels like correspond with each other, right? So
Yeah, solid. Yeah, so that's a bit about me. I got into mental health work just because I grew up in Gin and Finch. I moved here I moved around a whole bunch when I was a kid. But I got here when I was in the 8th grade. I went to Eli middle school. I went to Jeffries. I went to York. And when you're younger, you're not really noticing like what's going on around you. It's only till you hit, I'd say like, for me, it was in my like early to mid 20s.
Yeah.
You can sort of see like what everybody's doing, where you came from.
Yeah.
Because when you're a kid, you're like, yeah, everybody's gonna be fine.
Yeah.
Everybody's gonna be okay. Everything's gonna work out. Everything's gonna be solid. And then you grow up and you lose friends to like, just to different things in like street culture,
Yeah.
Like you have friends that go to jail, you have friends that get shot, you have friends that just like sort of like lose themselves completely. And then it was only after reaching, I guess, that point in my life, I was able to look back and reflect and then sort of like assess like where they sort of like and
Deviated?
Where they deviated. I was gonna use like a video game term. I was gonna be like, where they sort of just like lost.
Yeah.
Like in a way. But like I don't want to say lost because that feels like
They can't
final?
come back.
Yeah. Like
It
it's
feels
still
final.
hope, you know what I mean?
Yeah, always. Like as long as you're still breathing, like you got a chance, right?
Yeah.
But like where those pitfalls sort of caught them. You guys ever played that computer game Pitfall like when you were a kid? And you're literally just jumping over pitfalls and like they get harder to see, and like and like trickier.
Nah, I don't think
Okay.
That reminds me of like Mario a little bit.
Yeah, I was thinking, like, it's like a platformer game.
Yeah. Imagine like it's a platformer reference, right? But it's like eventually the pitfalls get harder to see and bigger.
Yeah.
Oh, I see where you're
Okay.
going.
Right?
Yeah.
So like so I like kind of like looked back and I was like, okay, that's where he got him. That's where he got him. And
It's like seeing
there's-
the patterns.
Yeah, you're
That's an
seeing these
interesting
patterns,
perspective, though.
and you're like, yo, okay, you're armed with this knowledge if you're paying attention to it.
Yeah.
And then you're like, okay, and I believe your future is just somebody else's past.
Interesting.
Do you get what I mean?
Wow, your
Like-
future is someone else's.
Like
past. For
everything
real, that
you're
is
living,
it. Yeah.
somebody's already lived.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Like it's the same way. It's like there's nothing new under the sun.
Yeah. History repeats itself.
I was
Yeah,
literally-
we just
I was
said.
literally about to say that.
that's
History repeats
exactly
itself.
it, right? So I'm like, yo, history repeats itself. So the same way I saw my friend, who's who,
Yeah.
fall in that way, those 10 kids are going to fall in the exact same way if somebody doesn't show them how to do it differently.
And you have to see the warning signs because that's all it is. It's just the warning signs to advise or mentor someone to be like, yo,
That's exactly
you're going down this path and I could already see it. Like, let's try to go a different way.
Yeah, that's exactly it, right? And you guys being a health podcast, it's great because sometimes I have to debate this point to somebody.
Yeah.
But it's like it's all related to mental health.
Absolutely.
So we
All
have
of
this
it.
thing called Mental Health Mondays where we try to like post a clip of just like somebody talking about mental health.
Yeah.
Like just their mental health and whatever. And like,
Yeah.
it's just, I find like we get a lot of good feedback
Yeah.
from that. Like people
Yeah.
like on TikTok hit us up, like be like, yo, like I related to it. Like, or like, now I don't feel like alone because this is what somebody else is going through, you know?
Yeah, it's mental health struggles are incredibly isolating feelings, especially coming from like multicultural inner city communities.
Yeah.
Because it's not something we're trained to talk about growing up.
Exactly.
Like what was it? I don't, and I love my mom to death. Hoya, I love you. Wallah, you know that.
Yeah.
You're the best. But oh my God, like when I came home from school, it's like, and something bad happened. She'd ask like what happened, but like it wasn't until much later in life. I remember one day my sister asked me, well, like how do you feel about it? Like how does that make you feel?
Yeah.
And I sit down going, like how do I feel? What did you just
New
ask
question,
me?
like,
That's a
how
new
do I
question.
answer? How
I
do
can
you
tell you what
answer that?
happened. X, Y, and Z happened.
But you don't really register how you feel.
Yeah, but how do I actually feel about it? That's nuts. And then it's like, okay, why do you feel that? Like it became like it was a lot deeper of a dig
yeah.
than I was accustomed to.
So I have a sorry for cutting you off. I have a
no,
question.
you're good, man.
So in situations like that, do you feel like you have to take a pause and really think about how you feel, like go deep?
Yo.
Or do you just go with the I'm just fine?
Yeah.
Okay, that's a good question.
Yeah.
That's a good question because, like, let's say I was having a really bad day today.
Yeah.
And somebody asks me, "How are you?" You're programmed to go, "Oh, I'm good. How are you?"
Yeah.
This like autopilot response, right? Because I don't even know. Does that come from like you don't want to overshare? Do you not want to like emotionally dump on this person?
I feel like it's a comfortability
thing?
level.
But I think it's also a culture level because in different cultures, you
know what I
also
mean?
don't want to reveal
share
too
your
much
business.
about your
Yeah.
business. And that's like, oh, don't tell them that because that's none of their business. So
none
you're
of their
like,
business.
if everything's good, they're not going to ask, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's a defense mechanism. Oh, I could have the worst day possible. Someone
Yeah.
asked me. And I've done this before.
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
guilty.
I'm fine.
Yeah.
Have
Yeah,
you
I'm
met
fine.
somebody that just like you ask them like how they're doing, they just trauma dump, and you're just like, yo, like I don't know how to process all this.
Yeah.
I feel like it's the
yeah.
pause though. Like honestly, when
But I
started,
appreciate that in somebody. When I ask somebody, "Yo, how are you?" and they're like, "Yo, you want the real answer? Or you want the I'm good?"
Yeah.
And I go, "Give me the real." You know, I'll take the real. But right? And they go, "Well, this happened to me today. This happened yesterday. I'm going through this." And I was like, "Wow!" And you'll sit down with somebody, and it takes a lot longer because you're unpacking this with them now. You know.
Yeah.
But I'm like, "Yo," but I actually like appreciate that you did that. Because one, it brings you closer to somebody.
Definitely.
Yeah, but it's like it's if it's what they needed in that moment, I'm happy I could provide it in that way.
The thing is, not everybody is equipped to deal with somebody unpacking. Because it's
Sure.
like, I
Agreed.
remember like before we started this, like years ago, I think I just met somebody and they just started unpacking a bunch of stuff. And I'm just like,
At like a house party.
yeah, like a house. Like it's usually
setting.
Yo, the liquor's talking to
like
me right
everybody's
now.
just like sauced up, like they're going through it, but it's like, yo, man, I just lost my car, my job.
my
da, da, da,
God.
da. It's like,
Nah, but
yo,
tell me
bro, I'm
please.
just trying to have a good time.
I'd be like, yo, I need
sure.
another shot.
Yeah.
I was just trying to say, hey, man.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to say hi.
Trying to say, hey, man. It's crazy, man. But did you guys see that video? It went kind of viral a little while ago, and I think it speaks so strongly to men's mental health in particular. It was, I'm pretty sure he was a Hispanic brother in a car listening to Eminem. I think it was Mockingbird. He was listening to Mockingbird, and
Was he crying and then someone else was recording?
yeah,
I seen that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's somebody driving here, and they're in a separate car from the gentleman that's being recorded.
Yeah.
And this guy's going through it. He's sitting in the car, and he's like,
And they're playing Mockingbird in the background?
Yeah.
Mockingbird's playing in the background, and he's just sad. And a guy's recording him, and he goes, "Hey, bro," and the guy looks over, and he goes, "You okay?" And he immediately smiles.
Dark and white,
Yeah.
dark and
And he
white.
goes, "Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah.
And he goes, "Nah, are you okay?" And the guy's smiling, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm vibing." But when he didn't know somebody was watching him or talking to him, he looked like he was at rock bottom.
Yeah.
Like that was the picture of rock bottom. That exact thing right there. And then somebody asked him, "Hey, are you okay?" And he turned around, turned on the smile, and just like went. everything is good. I'm all okay. I'm vibing. While you're listening to Mockingbird, like
It's a mask. Like we spoke about it on another episode with a different guest, but it's a mask that we put on, and like I think in that sense it was just like automatic, like you didn't even think about it.
It was instant.
But that's a defense mechanism too, because if you're growing up young and you're seeing a lot of trauma, you're seeing a lot of pain in your life, and you have to be, and I think that's the issue, is being strong all the time.
All the time. Because it doesn't let you process, like, okay, that guy isn't, and I hope he does, but my inclination is that guy is not going to process what made him feel that way.
Yeah.
Because he has that instinct to just turn that on and say, I'm okay, I'm fine, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
And I think it's even worse because somebody caught him, so he's probably thinking like, yo, fuck, somebody just caught me.
Yeah. I hope, if anything, recording people in public I think sucks. But if anything, I hope that video like made him go get the help that he needs.
Yeah.
If anything. Because it's like, I don't think that guy's gonna sit down and unpack those feelings.
Yeah.
Because he has that the term for it in I took social science in York.
Yeah.
The term for it was the tough guys.
Okay.
So tough guys, tough, and then not GUYS, guys is in like under disguise.
GUS or
G
guys. Oh,
GISE, tough guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, tough guy. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The guys.
Okay.
Tough guys.
Yeah.
Tough guys. So it's like all young boys are taught at a young age. Like you fall down, you scrape your knee, and like an older figure in your life will tell you like, yo, get up.
Yeah.
Get up, don't cry, like fix. So this is a funny story. I remember, I think I was in like maybe fourth grade. It was summertime. I was outside playing. So I'm outside. I'm running around. I'm playing whatever, right? And I used to live on the fourth floor, so my mom could sit out the balcony and like watch everything like that was going on. So I didn't know she was watching me, but I'm running around outside, and I got like there was this kid. He was in grade 5 or grade 6. And we got into a fight, and I remember he grabbed me by my arms, and I was a skinny kid, you know?
Yeah.
Grabbed me by my arms and swung me around and threw me. And then he'd picked me up and like ragdolled me. So I was like, I don't want to fight this guy.
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna get brunched. And everybody's watching. Yeah, okay, I'm off this. So I left, I came upstairs, I'm mad, and my mom saw what happened. But she didn't tell me, right? So I'm there, my mom looks at me and she goes, yo, like, why are you so mad? And I was like, nothing. And she's like, yo, you got beat up. And I was like, yeah. And she's like, why didn't you, like, defend yourself?
Yeah.
Like, very, like, a African mom thing of, like, somebody hits you hit them back, no matter what.
It's straightforward.
Yeah, no matter, it's so straightforward. Somebody hits you, you hit them back. You defend yourself, never let anybody take advantage of you in that way. And I was like, he's bigger than me. You know? Like,
Yeah.
I was going to lose 100%. Like, I was going to lose 100%. My mom goes, get back outside. Like my mom literally took me outside, put me in the hallway and said, you can't come home until you fight that kid.
Really?
Yeah, you can't.
A lot of parents won't say that.
No, yeah, it was, I was shocked. I'm standing there like, what do I do?
Like, yo,
what do I do?
And it's like, yo, you're like terrified because he just like threw you around. So it's like, yo, like, what the hell?
I stood no chance.
Yeah.
But she's like, no, like you can't let that. And I understand.
She's basically
what
just saying
doing
face
now.
your fears.
She said, yo, face your fears. If you don't go back outside and you're going to be dealing with this for months.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But if you go back outside and you do something about it now, by the way, this isn't a story about like kids, go home, find an adult, hopefully not my mom, and deal with violence in a very different way.
See the pattern and avoid it.
Yeah, right? See the pattern, stop and use your senses. So, but she made me go back outside. She's watching from the balcony. And she's like, you have to fight this kid. So I got outside. I look at the balcony. I look up, and she's just there, like
staring at you.
like Palpatine to like Vader. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like,
And she's like, do it,
Do it.
And I'm like, okay. Ran at the guy, fought him, and he threw me around again.
Yeah.
Got completely obliterated. The other kids are laughing. Came back upstairs, and she's like, good job.
okay.
Really?
Okay, yeah. She's like,
Yeah.
yo, good job. Like, you defended yourself, great job. I'm like, okay, cool. Me and that kid never had a problem again. Because he's like, this kid will just fight me.
Yeah.
Like he'll actually fight me. Like, he left and came back to fight me. Right? But,
I probably thought you were crazy.
you know, my mom would do it.
Do it. Just do it.
Yo, if you know the meme, you know the meme. That's a classic.
If you know it, you know it, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, I was just like, yo, like that's nuts. So it's like, so then the lesson I learned from that is, okay, you have to be, and this all circles back to tough guys.
Yeah.
Right? So it's like a lot of us grow up in this way where it's like, if that isn't your mom, it's your friends, or it's peer pressure, or it's the media, or it's a movie telling you like, no, you have to go back outside and do that, right? Which is what I try to teach kids today is like, no, it's okay to walk away and handle it in a completely different way, right? Because what that did for me wasn't good. Down the line, I had an inability to walk away from situations that in life you probably just should. You'd be better off walking away from.
So would you say like it made you become like a crash out?
Yo, I don't know if I was ever authentically a crash out, but I knew crashing out would work.
Yeah, it'd be like, yo, damn, no, I'm not letting that slide.
You get what I mean?
Yeah.
But see, that's the mentality. And like, for example, when I grew up in Finland, you have to put on that tough guy kind of thing, because if you didn't, other people are gonna look at that and be like, oh,
they're gonna
take. So we found one,
right? So that taught me like, yo, like sometimes your only option, the only toolkit you have left growing up here is, all right, I gotta crash out. It's like, you know that Yu-Gi-Oh meme where it's like, I activated my trap card, and the trap card is just crash out.
Yeah.
You know, crash out, right? It's like they leave you with one tool. So I now, my mom put that tool in my toolkit.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
And it's like, it's just ingrained in you. It's like, yo, if things
all
go
else
this
fails.
way,
Like, they got this. So it didn't make me a crash out, but it made me go like that works, and I hate that works.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think that's the thing where you see something that like you know is not beneficial.
Yeah.
You have that in your toolkit, and then also we don't talk about the struggle of unlearning.
Yes. So dude, unlearning, and people just go like, oh, don't do it anymore. Nope. But it's ingrained in you. It's like
second nature. It's at this point, like I feel like certain things that you learn, you don't even realize you're doing it because it's on an unconscious
it's
level.
all just learned behavior.
I think it was called like the limbic system or something. Like it's ingrained.
Yes.
It's like it's part of our lizard brain or something.
Yeah. Like it grows. It becomes a part of you, and it's worse when you achieve results with it.
Yeah.
Right. Because now you know it's a functioning tool.
Yeah.
So it's like, why not make use of it?
It's effective.
At the slightest inconvenience, I'm going to turn that on and use that. It's like teaching people how to undo that is such rigorous but rewarding work. Yeah. Because you're like, hey, listen, like crashing out has gotten you. I know you feel like it's protected you all these times, but it's also blocked you from these opportunities or these people or these blessings.
And I think that's important because not everybody sees the opposite side of the coin, where it's like, yo, the negative aspects of crashing out.
No, 100%. It's like, let's say you're in school.
Yeah.
Right? And as a teacher now, I can tell you this is how it functions. You get into a situation in your class, and let's say your trap card is crash out, right? So slightest inconvenience, you're like, I'm going to crash out. Even if you're a smart kid, you're good outside of that, teachers are people, and like they see you differently now.
Yeah.
And they'll almost judge you and treat you accordingly. You're just the kid who crashes out and flips tables now in school. And a lot of teachers sadly don't have the emotional intelligence or the capacity left to handle those youth in ways that are beneficial to them. Yeah. So their reaction is like, send them outside the classroom, to the principal's office, to the guidance counselor, just get them away from me.
Yeah.
So that kid misses out on valuable class time. They now feel rejected. They feel otherized. They feel isolated.
The labels.
Yeah, the labels, the judgment, the stigma, and then the sort of the
revolving door.
The revolving door of it all, and they get stuck, and that's that school to prison pipeline.
Yeah,
sort of popping up.
You know, sorry for cutting you off. No, it's so funny because in rap lyrics, rappers they're famous for this. They always have that.
My teacher told me I wasn't gonna be shit.
Yeah, and then all they asked was you to read in front of the class.
You read that sentence.
But it's just like they're so famous for doing like, oh, my teacher said I wouldn't be shit, or like stuff like that. And it's just I think. Maybe the teacher never said that predominantly, but they might have said, yo, like, they didn't want to deal with the situation, or they treated the student a certain type of way, like all the stuff that you were mentioning.
Yeah.
So it's
no, and it's true. I've taught in a bunch of different schools as a supply teacher, as like a long-term supply teacher. I'm now full-time contract. So just going to different schools and having the outlook and the life experience that I have I'll often see teachers, and I'm not saying they don't have their own reasons. Most teachers are good people, but to like discard the students almost over like nothing.
Yeah.
Or not over nothing, but over like this student's like learned behaviors. They're like, oh well, that's him, and I was like, yeah, like help him like work through it, like get him to the other end. Right? And they're like, oh, no. But, and I get it. It's like you have a class of 30 kids. You might have 4 of them. He might be the one that relies on that trap card most often. And you're trying to do what's best for a room full of 30 people. So your option is, okay, if I remove him, things get 10 times easier in my day.
Yeah.
Right? But it's like...
maybe like it could be
disruptive.
A situation where, yeah. Distracting the class.
Yeah, disruptive, distractive, all these different things. But you're like, your job isn't to have an easy day. Your job is to try to help everybody. Right?
It's so funny because I feel like teachers don't get paid enough for that.
Okay.
A lot of unpaid work.
Yeah. Because it's like, your job, like you said, your job is not to have an easy day, but it's like, you have to deal with that in your home life, and you're not paid enough.
You gotta do a lot as a teacher.
And it's early mornings too. Like imagine like 8 a.m. Like someone just
imagine you don't get your early morning coffee and shit.
He's flipping a desk.
And you're just like, oh man, it's a long day.
It's too early for this.
It's about to be a long day.
I swear to God, I've had moments like that where I was like, brother, it's 9.
It's like, bro.
Please, man, it's 9 a.m. I don't know what 9 a.m. means for you, but can we save this and we'll deal with it later? I swear to God, let's just put it down for a second. And sometimes they'll look at you and they'll be like,
it's like too early.
Yeah, my bad. And you're like, okay, cool, right? So those moments are golden. Brother, please, it's 9. And they'll chill out. And then when you come back to it later, it's like, yeah, it's been 3 hours. They're not nearly as upset. Do you know what I mean? But I like the connection you made with rap and teachers a second ago. Because I'll do this weird thing where like I'll see a situation and I'll be like, oh, a rapper spoke about that. Yeah. Like when we were talking about like the revolving door of it all. Yeah. And school, there's this J. Cole line. And I don't remember what song it's in, but I know the lyric. It's he goes, and my friend went and grabbed this book bag, threw it on his back, and brought it to me just to show me he was strapped. Right? Yeah. And he goes, we were 12 years old, how was he to know better? Right? I analyzed his life to see that he was so set up. Right? Yeah. And he's telling the school story, and he's 12, and he's like, my friend went, grabbed his gun, grabbed his backpack, showed me his gun like it was cool. Yeah. And the setups there are like, it's so layered. It's like, one, why do you have access to a gun at your house that you can get to? 2,
especially at that age.
Yeah, why do you think it's cool? Yeah. Right? Why do you think it's cool? And then when Cole's rapping that, he's probably in his like mid-20s. Yeah. So it's like, I wonder, I'm sure
what
he had it might be Return of Simba.
Oh, okay.
In the Simba series. It might be Return of Simba. I think it came out, I was listening to that like a decade ago, maybe. Maybe longer. I'm old. But so he's talking about this line, and I'm like, yeah, I'm sure he had that moment where like in his 20s now he could look back and go, that's what got you. There are moments like that where it's like, and like the fact that a 12-year-old thinks having a gun in their backpack and bringing it to school and showing it to their friends
is
cool, bleeds into that tough guys. Mm-hmm. And it bleeds into like an issue that we have as not only a gender and like the glorification of violence, but like, and I don't want to, and I guess an issue in like culture sometimes, maybe, I don't know, like it's weird because it's like,
it's funny that you mentioned that because I remember in middle school I would walk around and like meet my friends and they would talk about gangs and colors and stuff, and this was like the early 2000s, where people were saying, I'm blood, I'm crip, and this and stuff and that, and I thought that was cool like around that time in middle school, and it was just like kind of piggybacking to what you said. I'm like, like it's really crazy because you are influenced by the people that you're around,
so
and they're influenced by the older people, so it's like it's like a cycle that
that doesn't end well for anybody.
No,
for anybody. And it's like the whole Blood and Crips thing is like, I remember being in grade 6 and people asking me, "Are you a Blood or are you a Crip?"
Yeah, and we're kids, like
and I was like, "What neighborhood are we in?" And they're like, "This is a Bloods." And I go, "Yeah, Bloods." You know what I mean? Yeah. And then I go over there and they're like, "What neighborhood?" And I go, "What neighborhood?" And they're like, "We're Crips." And I was like, Crip." Just like whatever gets me through the day, right? But yeah, it's like you're a kid. Like, what does this 12-year-old in Toronto know about this like LA gang thing?
Yeah.
And how did it get here? Like, it doesn't. None of it makes sense. So it's like, it's an issue, and it's Delux made this point a few times, and he's right. It's a defense mechanism, right? It's a way to find like a tribalism amongst your peers, and protection and validation and safety and like kinship.
Yeah.
And you're like, I'll look for that in any capacity because I'm not getting it from societal needs.
It's funny. That's how gangs started, though.
Right?
Yeah.
It's
It's
Like,
a second
protect.
family in a sense.
Yeah.
A chosen
Yeah.
family.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
and they always and they always say that it takes a village to raise a kid.
I believe that wholeheartedly, and I think the death of community is family isolation. It's going, oh yeah, we don't talk to our neighbors, we don't associate with our neighbors. Like when I was a kid, and because it was like this in like Somali communities. When I was a kid, if my neighbor saw me outside misbehaving, she could smack the taste out of my mouth for it.
Or they would tell your mom.
Yeah, or they would just tell your mom, right? Those would, right? So my neighbor would walk up to me and see me doing something I shouldn't be doing, and like she could grab me by my ear, she could discipline me for it, she'd bring me home for it, and everybody sort of watched out for everybody.
Yeah.
And then the sort of the death of that was once some of us got a little bit older, the moms were fearful to be seen as like neighborhood snitches.
Yeah.
Right? So she's like, I'm not going to say anything about that boy anymore because he's a crash out. And I'm fearful of him now. So I'm going to relinquish my like almost like raising of him. Like I'm going to remove him from the community. And I'm just not going to participate in helping him out anymore. And I always appreciated the ladies who stuck around and didn't care about the perceived like sort of
Notion?
Yeah, notion.
Or the fear of like, even I don't care if you see me, I see you. Like,
I see you and I'm telling your mom and I'm not giving up on you.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, I love those ladies.
But you know what I felt like also died? The respect for those people.
You're right.
Because I remember growing up
You're right, in a lot of
like
cases.
watching like old like content of men, they would be fearful to even like at a bigger age would be fearful to talk back to a lady in their community.
Yeah.
Or I'd be like, oh, like, I don't know, lady down the street named Miss Johnson. Hi, Miss Johnson. Like, they're just sweet, respectful.
Yeah.
They wouldn't do anything because they respect Miss Johnson.
Yeah.
Like,
And
they grew up with Miss Johnson.
older people in the community, I feel like still carry that. Like, I feel like if you're older than like, if you're born after 1999, I feel like maybe you might have lost that. But like, there was genuine. There's almost like a rule book to it.
Yeah.
Where it's like you be nice to the to respect your elders.
Yeah.
Respect your elders, and I feel like I do see that sort of fading at times. Sadly.
I feel like these YNs don't respect their elders, man.
Yeah, man.
Yo, it's a lost art now.
Yeah.
I feel like that really ties into the importance of mentorship as you're going to, right?
Completely.
And then this is like mentorship not only just in community but also in education as a teacher.
Yep.
Because Ibby reminds me of that teacher that you will remember 10 years down the line because they never gave up on you.
You know what? I've been teaching for 3 years. In 7 years, I'll let you know.
Let me know.
If a student comes back and goes, Mr. Muhammad, thank you for X, Y, and Z.
I feel like we all have teachers like that. I had this one math teacher named Mr. Ko, and I used to hate math. And he used to sit down with me, try to give me extra help and stuff, and that stuff like carries a long way. Like I'm older now. Like this is years ago. This is almost a decade ago where I had that teacher put that extra effort into me, and it like. It's crazy because I think as a teacher, you don't realize the effort and things that you're doing to mold somebody and how much they will appreciate that later on.
You know what's funny about that? You think you do. Okay, this is strange. I remember I was having a call. Okay, so there's days where you're like, I'm gonna do the most for this kid or these kids, and I'm really gonna like try and show out and do all these different things, and you do it, and it kind of falls flat.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, like how can I make that better? Where did I mess up? How can I stick that better next time? And then they'll come to you and they'll be like, oh, it was this thing that you didn't even know that you did.
Yeah, it's
connected with me.
I had this other moment. Sorry for cutting off.
Yeah, no, you're good.
I had this next moment with this one teacher. I forgot his name. He was a gym teacher. Not Mr. Kelly. He was short.
He named his kid Luke.
Something like that, yeah.
Not Mr. Brown.
Paisley,
yeah.
So I was skipping class in high school, right?
Okay.
And then he looks at me and he's like, "Yo, you're better than this." And it hit me like, bro, like after that, like he's like, "Yo, you're not one of those kids." And it hit me and I'm like, "Yo, like, dog, like, I need to
and I say like the power of disappointment, because I felt like that too when I went to Westview and stuff like that. I remember Mr. KO, like when you said his name, that actually brought a little tears to my eyes, because I'm like, yo, that guy really believed in me. And Miss Anwar, Miss Mathai, like they all believed in us, and they really went above and beyond. And I felt like they were like our second parents. But I think the power of disappointment really is like, hey, you know what? I'm not mad at you, but I'm disappointed that you're not living up to your potential.
Yeah, because like I don't remember what I was doing or what I was thinking about, but like I'm just like, yo, I don't want to go to class, and I was just outside and I was chilling, and he seen me, he's like, yo, you're better than this, like go to class, and like. I don't know, that, like you said, disappointment, like, it's just like, yo, like, it really hit me. Like, I'm like, after that, I never really skipped. Like, I just went to class. If I had, like, a spare time, like, I'd be in the library doing something, but I would always try to be productive. Yeah. So, it's, like you said, you may not know the effect at that time. Maybe, like, that one moment you think, yo, I'm going to try to affect that, like, you know, like, put an effort to affect that kid, but it's those moments that you don't realize really does affect that kid.
It's 100%. It's sometimes they'll come to you and they'll be like, oh, when you said this, that meant a lot to me. And I was like, I was trying to mean a lot to you, and I said all of that. They're like, no, I don't care about any of that. It was that part. Yeah. And you're like, oh, okay. So you never know what you're doing that affects somebody and how greatly it can affect them, positively or negatively. You gotta be mindful of it on both ends. But it's crazy, man. That story. So, okay, I went to CW Jeffries, and I went there, I think maybe like a year or two after the Jordan Manners incident. So there was a teacher at Jeffries named Mr. Omar. Yeah. And Mr. Omar never, ever, ever let kids skip his class. Really? Like, he was a beast about it. Like, if you knew you had Mr. Omar's class, that dude, like, there's no point in, like, he's gonna leave the class, go out into the hallway, find you, and bring you back. Like, he's gonna go and get you, right? So this was like Mr. Omar lore. One day we're like, yo, like, what's up with that? Like, months, like down the line. And he's like, all right, I'll tell you guys. We go, okay. He goes, when Jordan Manners was fatally shot in the building, he goes, he was supposed to be in my class. And he goes, and this is where I messed up. He goes, I saw him in the hallway, right when the bell rang. And he would skip sometimes, and he goes, and I saw him skipping, and I went, who cares? So he let him go.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's the power of letting go.
Yeah.
And the regret with it.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. So he let him go. He's like, go skip. Who cares? And then the young man lost his life. Right. And he goes. So now he's so viciously adamant on, if you think you're skipping my class, you're not. It's not happening. Yeah. So he goes out and he gets you, and he goes, never again. Wow. He goes, I'll never let that happen to me. Never again. Wow. And I was like, oh my God. Okay. Yeah. All right. And then once he shared that with us, it gave me this this new perspective and like admiration for the guy, because I was like, yo, that you hold yourself accountable. It affects you till today, but more so than any of that, you're doing something about it. Yeah. He's like, nope, that happened, change, never happening again, right? So I was like, yeah, that's just so. But it's like, yeah. So that made me go to your classes. Yeah. That story that he shared was like, okay, go to your classes, and I'm going to my classes. I'm in the right place, and then you can do the right things from there.
So as a teacher, how do you like? You probably obviously don't have kids skipping now because you're only teach middle school, but like, how do you?
They'll try it. Mm-hmm.
So okay, because I was gonna ask him, like, how do you think that experience affected you as a teacher?
I tell them that story. Yeah. I tell them that story, and I go, yeah, you just like, what I'll do is like, so even if it isn't a kid in my class who's skipping class. There's kids in the building who like relate to me, because like I come from where they come from. Yeah. I sadly I can't sound like what they sound like. Even this kid's 13, I can turn it on and like play with him in that way, you know. So they're kind of like, oh, like I've like it's a new experience for them, right? Yeah.
Like, you ever had those? Sorry,
no, you're good.
You ever
Don't
had those?
Apologize for that again.
I know. I've honestly been apologizing for it.
We're polite over here.
Canadian polite.
Yeah, real facts. But no, I was saying that. Damn, I lost my train of thought. Damn, I hate when that happens.
Have you ever had a teacher? I think you were saying.
Have you ever had Fuck. All right, continue what you're saying. Fuck.
Okay,
I remember I'll say it.
Yeah, so there's youth in the building that can relate to me for a variety of reasons, right? So
It just came back.
When
So have you ever had a teacher that was like so cool that you're just like, yo, I wouldn't give him any trouble because like he's one of us?
oh yeah, okay. So I think I can have that relationship with some kids.
Yeah.
Because it's like, let's say this was an example that happened a few months ago. Two boys that I'm cool with, who are perceived as like the school's troublemakers or whatever, are getting into a fight in the hallway. And I walk up and I go, yo, guys.
Yeah.
Yo, like, and
Chill.
it's, yo, just chill. Right? And there's another teacher there who's trying to get them to stop and they won't. But I because I have that relationship with them, I can walk up to them and be like, yo, guys, just allow it. And they'll be like, all right, Mr. Muhammad.
It's the language. Because
Yeah.
you said just allow
Yeah,
it.
just allow it.
It's like,
and that resonates with them instead of like, hey guys, knock it off. It's like, yo, just allow it. Yo, like, what are you doing?
yeah.
Right? And they'll be like, all right, fine. And then they walk off, and then I can walk to them and then communicate with them and then hear them out and really give them a chance, you know? And then have them explain it and then bring them together and then like squash it. And then they get over it and then they're good to go. But it's like those kids, oh, I love them to death. And they'll skip other classes, but they've sort of learned like, okay, we can go to Mr. Muhammad's class.
Because they feel comfortable there.
Yeah.
It's not, and I noticed even with me back in the days, and like this is just bringing a lot of memories back.
Yeah.
There's like certain teachers that I'm like, I felt comfortable being in their class
Yeah, yeah.
because there was a relatable aspect. Like they packaged their delivery in a way that resonated with me as a kid, and it didn't come off as being judged or, yo, this is just a teacher I have. This is like a person that I can actually listen to and talk to.
Yeah, no, 100%. So they'll come into the room, they'll sit down, they'll vibe, and then I'll message their teacher, be like, so and so's in my room, you know, just so the teacher knows where they are and like they're safe, like they're good, and they'll hang out, they'll decompress, they'll vibe for a bit, and then they'll go back to class, and
Yeah.
I'll be like, hey, yo, I think you got math. And they're like, oh, okay, fine. And then they go back to class, and then they try, and then when they need to, they'll come back upstairs.
Teachers like that are like very much appreciated.
Right?
Because it's
Thank
like,
you.
yeah.
Appreciate that, you know? But yeah, it's just, it goes into like mentorship and like, you know, like that whole like circular thing about it all, where it's like, if you don't have somebody in your life that you can trust, relate to, and like go to
Yeah.
and that cares for you and cares for your growth, like it's kind of like playing life on like very hard in like a video game setting. Do you know what I mean? Like the better mentors you like, your history repeats itself.
Yeah.
And your future is somebody else's past. And if this person has lived it and has made it out the other end okay, and they can help you sort of guide and navigate those pitfalls, it's such a big help.
Yeah.
You know?
There's so much to unpack. But yeah, let's talk about like what's trending right now, like rap. I think we talked about off camera about like Chance the Rapper. He just dropped a project. Like
Wild nuts. So
Yeah.
okay, yeah, it's just like I feel like okay, so Chance the Rapper put out an album I think like 2 nights ago.
Yeah.
At midnight. And it was an album I was aware of. It's called Starline. And I was aware of it coming up. He was releasing all these really good singles that were, I feel like, kind of the opposite of what he gave us on the big day.
Yeah.
They're very like lyrical, very like well put together, very like soulful kind of beats.
yeah.
Super like less poppy. And the singles were good, but then Starline came out, and it's not even the first week yet, but I would imagine it's gonna do like maybe under like, I'd be shocked if it got to like 80K in its first week. Shocked.
A lot of artists are not selling 80K.
Yeah, right. But it's not even that. It's like a lot of artists. That's Chance the Rapper. Yeah. That's the guy who everyone was like, oh yeah, he's next. Like, that's like the next
Drake. Say that he's supposed to be the next. Yeah,
Yeah.
like Britney, next Drake, next Kanye. Like
Yeah.
there was like a big
There was this
spotlight
hype
on him. Yeah,
behind him. Like first rapper to win Grammy off a mixtape, and he won
Wow.
like 3.
Yeah,
Like, do you know what I mean? Like it was free music he was giving away, and he was winning awards for it. That's completely unheard of. And he had all this like star power and hype and like talent and ability, and I'm sure he still has those things. It's just all of the motion is sort of like died down. It's fleeted completely. And I'm looking at it and I was like, yo, this is just nuts because the music is really good, you know? But I was on his like Instagram and I was scrolling and I clicked, a Starline thing, and it was something like 40,000 likes. And then I scrolled further down, and I was like, yo, what was Coloring Book doing? And I'll click Coloring Book, like the post for that, and it's like 3-4 million.
Wow.
But you know what it is? Times change.
Yeah.
That's the problem. Like Coloring Book, came out 2016? No, before that, right?
Everything could happen in 2016.
Honestly,
Great shift.
Everything could happen in 2016.
that was really the great shift with music. No, but like streaming platforms became more of a thing around 2016. Though.
Yeah.
Like,
DSPs.
We didn't have Apple Music prior to that. We had that Piff.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So,
SoundCloud.
Yeah, SoundCloud. But
LimeWire.
20.
LimeWire give you viruses, right?
Yeah, right.
But that's what I'm saying. Like 2016 was that year, so I just attribute to 2016. I don't actually remember the year that it came out, but a lot of things have changed since then.
Yeah, a ton, and it's a lot of things have changed since then. But I feel like, do you think it? And wow, yeah, I'm gonna circle this back to the tough guys. But do you think it's because Chance?
I think it's because he loves his wife.
It's like
What about I care about whining on girls? Like, yo, got him, bro.
that video's hilarious. Everyone's like, that's not his wife. But it's like his career died being a good dude.
Yeah.
Which is kind of crazy. Do you remember when I think this was on a Everyday Struggle.
Yeah.
Joe Budden. That show was amazing. Joe Budden said something like, "Get this nice guy out of here. We don't care about this. Either it's real and that's annoying,
bro,
or I don't buy it and that's annoying."
Oh.
Right. And then Chance was kind of like, "Dude, this guy's mad at me for like being happy."
Yeah.
I was like,
yo, you see that episode where he was yelling at Lil
Yachty was like,
his face was red, and Yachty's like, chill, bro, like relax, you know what I mean? But it's like, it's like Chance. I felt like, and I don't to say I feel bad for the guy is insane. Like I made $3 million selling 3 hats, $4 million selling 3 hats. I don't feel bad for the guy at all in any capacity. Chance, you're the man, you know. But like, I'm just curious by it, and I was like, is there no way back to that level he was supposed to make it to?
Yeah.
Like, does he ever win a Grammy again?
Nah.
And I think there's that quote that you said, it's either you die a hero or you live long enough to see yourself as a villain.
Yeah, right.
And I think he died a hero. His career died as a hero.
Yeah, his career died a hero. So it's like, is he in villain era Chance whining on girls that, you know?
I don't know.
Yo, but the thing is, he's done a lot of like work behind the scenes with like Chicago and I think
probably he probably does a lot of like backhand work.
Yeah, no, oh my God, that guy's a community hero.
Yeah.
From what I've seen and heard. I have a friend who lives in Chicago, and he goes, no, Chance is always doing like back to school drives, giveaways, community events. Like that guy is, and there's this line in one of his songs. It's you meet anybody from my city, they gonna say that we cousins.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I think that was from Coloring Book,
like,
right?
Yeah.
I think
right?
I don't remember the song.
Yeah, I think it was Blessings or something like that.
Something like that.
But it's like the city felt that way about the guy, and probably still feels that way about the guy in like many communities, you know. So like community hero, like you know, like what else could you ask for? Like a community hero with a few Grammys. That's pretty damn good.
I think it's just sad that like I think he's a testament of the term "nice guys finish last."
That one hurts.
Yeah, that one hurts, man. He has a line about that too. I'm not no nice guy. I'm just a good guy.
You know, so funny. I agree with that because you could be a good guy and like hate the term nice guy.
Yeah,
and those are two different things.
Yeah, because the connotation that surrounds it, you know, is wildly terrible.
I feel like on the topic, then speaking of being a nice guy, is like, how do you? What about healthy relationships in our day?
How to have a healthy relationship and be a nice guy?
In general, I think it's just like being in a healthy relationship, because I feel like growing up in Jane and Finch, and my experience is that we didn't see a lot of healthy relationships. We've heard of like the 1-2 high school sweethearts, not a lot of them, but at the same time, I've known more people with like more breakups, more exes, even like family dynamics weren't even healthy. So it's like, how would a youth living in a marginalized community, coming from quote unquote a broken home, how would they understand what a healthy relationship is if they haven't been taught it from mentors or anything? And guess what? Sometimes you have to learn these lessons hard. And me personally, I don't believe in people suffering to learn a lesson. Sometimes you have to be given this knowledge by someone in some way capacity, either from seeing it, either from hearing about it, or believing in it. Like, I know that this is a healthy relationship for me. And working in mental health, that's a big thing for emotional intelligence, right?
Huge.
You're talking about how can I intelligently manage my emotions if I haven't been taught this?
Yeah.
So how does a healthy relationship look like to you?
Yeah. So first off, that was dope.
Yeah.
Secondly, I think healthy relationships are one of those things that if you haven't had a good example of it or been taught how to navigate a relationship in order to arrive at the destination. Do you guys think a healthy relationship, is it a journey or a destination?
A journey.
It's a journey, right?
Yeah.
It's you don't get there and you're like, oh, we're healthy, we're good, we're done. It's like it's like Nipsey, it's a marathon.
Yeah.
Right? If
Like
you're
you
not
develop it and then you try to maintain it.
yeah, right? And that maintenance requires work, right?
Yep.
I feel like if you haven't been shown how to do that, you're gonna fail at least a few times. But what sucks is in failing, people can get jaded and miserable or carry those negative things. Resentment. Yeah, resentment. And people can care like baggage.
Yes.
Like relationship baggage, right? And unless you learn how to deal with the relationship baggage, it'll just keep going forward and forward and forward.
I think the hardest thing is to unpack it.
Oh, yeah. Dude,
I think it requires
unpacking
vulnerability too.
actual luggage, baggage sucks.
Yeah. Like carrying
Like,
especially when you go to the airport, you just have
it
all the
sucks.
baggage
It
and
sucks.
stuff.
When you guys come home from vacation, do you unpack immediately?
Nah.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's hard.
yeah,
You're already
right?
tired.
So unpacking actual baggage and luggage is difficult. Emotional baggage and luggage is 10 times harder.
yeah.
Oh my God, it's the worst. But it's the worst in that moment. I'm not saying it's the worst as in like, don't ever do it. You should do it. But what a healthy relationship looks like to me, and it's a quote that I love the most. I'm like, oh yeah, that's perfect. Relationships should be 60-40. Relationships should be 60-40. But both partners should be competing to be that 60. Both partners should want to be the one who's doing more for the other one.
I like that.
And that doesn't necessarily mean like it doesn't necessarily mean like it has to scale into infinity. It doesn't scale into like, oh, I got her a chocolate, she got me Starbucks. I got her a bracelet, she got me shoes. I got her a bag, she got me a watch. I got her a car, she got me a house.
You know what I like about that is because it puts the idea of showing up for that person even when you're not really fully there.
Yeah, like it's effort, right?
Yeah.
But like the 60-40 thing is sort of like you're always trying to outdo each other in those little ways, and you're not just expecting from this person.
Exactly.
Right? And
it's reciprocal.
It's reciprocal. And reciprocal doesn't have to look like an exchange of like goods for goods, services for services. It's just need for need. Right? It's emotional need for emotional need. And when both people are sort of striving to be the person who looks after the person better than they're looked after, how could you possibly fail?
Wow.
Yeah. So he asked a question, like his initial question. I didn't want to kind of piggyback and ask a sub question to that. So he said, it was a loaded question, but basically, like, how does a healthy relationship look to you? So how does it look to you for somebody that has to learn how to deal with things with trauma, opposed to just listening to you and making those changes? So like, for instance, like I know some people are very hard-headed. They won't hear you until like they go through a traumatic situation.
Yeah. What's the quote for that? He who shall not hear shall feel.
Oh, so yeah, in Jamaica it's like damn, like there's a Jamaican saying.
He doesn't know his own sayings. This is crazy.
No, because I see it all the time.
Okay.
Those that don't listen must feel.
Yeah,
Something like-
if,
you know what I mean?
if you don't hear, you must feel, or something like that. Yeah, I don't know why I can't remember it.
Yeah,
but yeah,
right. And I think, first off, I think Jamaicans have the sickest sayings and like proverbs. But I think it's a saying because it's true often.
Yeah.
Right. I think people just have to like go. Okay, so the question is, what does a healthy relationship look like to me?
Yeah, but like for a person that doesn't like, because he said like people, so there's certain people that like, how do you express something to somebody that doesn't understand what you're saying or doesn't make those changes without having to go through it?
Oh my God, yeah. Okay, how can you get a message across to somebody who isn't trying to hear you?
Yes.
Is that sort of the question?
Yeah.
How do you get a message across to somebody who isn't trying to hear you? I honestly think, okay, they're not ready for it right now.
Okay.
Like not everybody's ready for every message at any given moment. there's times where you're like, this isn't the moment to try to catch this person here. You gotta, like, sometimes, and it sucks because you see somebody in need, and it's dope because our initial reaction to people who believe in mental health is you'll get them right now.
Yeah.
Help them right now. But if they're not receptive to help or change at this very moment, you almost have to, like, wait a second, and then when they're ready, be able to recognize it and then catch them in that moment of openness or vulnerability.
I feel like the difficulty is knowing when they're ready to hear it.
Yeah, that's the skill.
But
That's, you
also-
have to read the room, but that can be built not through mental health practice, but through emotional intelligence.
Yeah.
And I feel like in therapy also there's this golden rule is that, like, as therapists you try not to do all the work for the client.
Yeah.
They have to arrive there. Like you could guide them,
Yeah.
but again you can't lead them to that end result.
100%.
Because they have to make that
They
connection.
have to build that muscle in order to recognize
Exactly.
that reflective muscle.
And they have to know that, hey, these patterns that I'm doing over and over again, it's reoccurring.
Yes.
And even in a relationship, let me jump back into that question, is that maybe this must be a lesson.
Oh, 100%.
And that, you know what, like, you could get into a situation over and over again with a person that you love and be like, you know what, like, I'm not seeing it. And then the moment that they're ready to leave, that's when you click and you're just like, hey, you know what, like, I get it now.
Yep.
But it's already too late. The ship has sailed.
What? Yep.
And that's where the part of the learning and the heartbreak, I think that I seen this video and it really resonated with me because I feel like as a person, you have to go through heartbreak at least once. You have to
Yeah,
get your heart broken to know that you love someone more than yourself.
Oh, okay.
To know that, you know what, I felt this pain because I didn't listen. I wasn't there fully. To know that for the next relationship, I'm going to take this lesson with me, because that's the hardest lesson, to be like, you know what, she was telling me 3-4 times, but guess what? I heard it when she left.
I can tell by that statement and sentiment that you're somebody, you learn lessons through experiences.
It was tough, man. I feel like I'm definitely hard-headed in those situations,
Yeah.
but the real ones the most painful ones that I ever really understood was like, and recently I just had a heartbreak, and then that really took me out of like my mask, my tough guys in a sense.
Yeah.
And I had to do a lot of like introspective like
Reflection?
work.
Yeah.
And it was painful because there was a lot of like sadness with like, you know what?
Of course.
I
It's natural.
didn't have this when I was younger, right? So
Yeah.
when someone left me, it brought up a little bit of like abandonment. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
that brought me back to how I was as a kid. And
Yep.
now I'm like looking back at
Now
it,
you're
I'm like,
dealing with those feelings again.
I'm dealing with the feelings. And the biggest thing that I'll tell all young men is that it's okay to go through these things, because I was one of the things I learned in my therapy classes was that we always shift to the anger. We always shift and I turned that into motivation when I was younger. But guess what? That was eating me up inside. That was burning me out. I would put so much effort into it that I would deny the small things, like feeling my emotions. Oh, if I got mad or someone did something, oh, I'm going to show them through my work. I'm going to show them through these tasks. But guess what? Life isn't about a job. It isn't about a task. It's about being comfortable with yourself and loving yourself. And I feel like that was some of the stuff that I abandoned along the way.
You know what's crazy? You mentioned using your anger as motivation. Well, nobody talks about what happens when you don't have any more anger and you lose that motivation.
Yeah, when that runs out, what do you do?
Do you feel like you're a shell of a person?
It's
then?
an emptiness. And I don't know if, like, we talked about Vinland Saga. This guy knows.
I have no enemies.
Yup.
Thorfinn. Once
Thorfinn's a guy.
Askeladd died, it was like he had no more fight.
No purpose. He felt like that was his purpose.
Yeah.
And it was just like he was a shell of himself. Like, I remember watching it and not really understand. Like, it was like season 2, right?
Yeah.
I remember watching it and not understanding why did they go this direction.
Yeah,
But,
everyone's like, this is boring.
yeah, but it's like there's a beauty of it once you get to that end and you realize like, yo, like I relate to it. Like, it's certain, like for me personally, I related to it because it was a point where I was in that kind of zone. But it's beautiful, man.
Yeah,
nobody talks about it.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I feel like it. Sadly, Vinland Saga season 2 doesn't get the credit
It doesn't.
it should, because it isn't centric around like violence and fights. It's more like, what is the aftermath of that and what does that look like?
You know what? Sorry.
No, you're good.
I'm apologizing again.
Sorry.
Bro. Honestly, like if there was
Canadian.
like no. So you know why? It's because it was like such a high in action, and then it was just like, whoop.
Yeah. But I love it because I feel like the story the author wanted to tell the whole time wasn't one about like violence. It's more of the effects of violence.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. So it's the effects of violence, and in order to do that, he had to create this like incredibly violent Viking world, and then go, okay, but now what does that look on these characters' mental health? Because Thorfinn, the main character in it, still has like night terrors, and he can see all the people he's harmed and he's done wrong, and he wakes up in night sweats, and he's a shell of himself, and he doesn't know what to do, and he's lost, and he's completely content being a slave, and he doesn't care if he dies or not. He's apathetic to life. But it's only through like self-reflection and setting a new goal of, you know what, I want to fix things and I want to be better. He's able to sort of like give himself purpose and drive again.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, you know what? That's a much more interesting story than I'm going to raid every village and take and plunder.
Yeah.
Right?
So, Delux, you had a couple questions for him in regards to like his experiences with like Justin Trudeau and all the other stuff.
Yeah, so
For sure.
even talking about how, like, as a community organization, and this is a big thing because as a business, as community organization, it's good to think like businesses and for businesses to think like community organization.
Yeah.
But with the power of politics now, that's something that I've seen really well at Generation Chosen. Is like even bringing the former Prime Minister Justin Trudeau to Brookview and everything. Like, how was that going?
So, okay. First and foremost, I'd like to give a lot of credit to Dr. Joseph Smith. Dr. Joseph Smith is a wonderful human being, big bro. We're speaking about mentors. I want to get back to mentors because there's a lot of people I want to thank because you stand on the shoulders of giants in life, right? There's this one thing I saw. It's like the human race were like stair steps, or it's just building on top of the next one, right?
Yeah.
So the way that came to be is Generation Chosen has uniquely sort of positioned itself just through being like good community workers and like reliable and present and things of that nature and doing like ultimately great work. Was exposed to some people in the former Prime Minister's office, Justin Trudeau, and that ended up being a wonderful relationship. And I know he had to step down, and there was controversy surrounding that, and I guess like citizen opinion and things. But genuinely, guys, when I say that's one of the coolest dudes I've ever met in my life, and he's incredibly humble, he's incredibly relatable, he's incredibly chill. That thing said chill. Dude, it's like he was so incredibly authentic in the sense where it's like he would come in, and the first time I met him was in I want to say 16, but I feel like it was like 2018, 2019. We met I went to a meeting with this other nonprofit called Operation Black Belt Canada.
Yeah.
And I was shocked. I was like 24. And I didn't understand that community organizations could have this level of like influence and power, because he came to them and wanted to have a meeting, and they were able to sort of like pull him in, and they had that influence. And I was like, how are they talking to the Prime Minister? What does that even mean? How do you get the Prime Minister Canada to come in and meet you?
Oh, sorry about that.
No, you're good.
I'm here talking about we need to mute our phones and my phone's going off.
Look at that. I'm the first timer. Okay, right? But so we're sitting there in a room that's no bigger than this room.
Yeah.
And at the time, I'm sitting here, and there was a brother, Ahmed Hussein, was sitting to my right, and to Minister Ahmed Hussein, and to his right was Justin Trudeau. So I'm like, I'm two seats down from the Prime Minister. This is nuts, right? And everybody had a chance to sort of go around the table and speak their turn. And I'm telling you, if you know me, you know I've never had stage fright. And thankfully I've never really experienced anxiety myself. Right?
It's not fun.
Right? I have no fear of getting up and talking or going on stage and saying a million different things. I'm sitting there, and for the first time I could remember, my heart is pounding, and I was like, I don't know what to say.
Yeah.
I was just afraid. And everybody was saying all these like cool, profound, really smart things. And I was like, I was having a moment of like imposter syndrome and stage fright where I was like, I don't know what to say. I'm terrified.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting there, and it comes to my turn. I'm sitting beside Joseph Smith, and he goes, yo, you want to talk? And I went, no way. I just want to listen.
Yeah.
I just want to listen. And then it was getting closer to my turn, and I kind of went, yo, like, what am I doing? I had to give myself this like pep talk where I was like, what am I doing? Why am I afraid to talk? This is insane. I have one opportunity in my life to speak to the Prime Minister of Canada, and I'm going to bow out, right? I don't want to do that. So my turn came, and I was like, yo, I want my turn back, actually. And the first thing I could do was think to make a joke.
So what was the joke? I'm not curious.
So I looked at him and I went, my mom says hi. And it was a simple thing.
To break the ice. Just break the ice. Yeah.
And the room at that point had been so stiff and serious.
So tense.
It was so tense, and so like everybody was, and rightfully so. I get it. It's a room full of black people, and they pulled in the Prime Minister of Canada. Nobody wants to look like foolish.
Yeah.
So the room was very prim and proper. And sometimes to me, it's like I have this weird thing where like I almost feel like I need to make a joke. I have to get the joke out because it almost feels like it lets me breathe.
It releases the pressure.
Yeah.
Without it, because I'm like, if everybody's serious and paying attention, I'm like, the expectations are here.
Yeah.
But if I made you laugh a little bit first, we're all a little more human and reasonable.
Yeah.
And you know the beauty of that is that it resonates with people more. Like, you know, people could be talking. No, because people be talking about a lot of stuff, and you're just like, boring. But we all remember that one time that guy said something funny, and it's like, yo, that was a very funny moment.
Yeah, right?
And it makes you like revisit a topic. Like, why did he even say that? Oh, we were talking about so and so being politically incorrect or whatever the case may be, right?
So I'm sitting there and I go, my mom says hi, and then they laugh and I go, I think you're her crush, and we just sort of laugh about it, and then I can say the things that I wanted to say. I spoke about
it's like soft launching your point.
Yeah, I soft launched my point, and then I go, please forgive me if I misspeak. You'd be surprised, but it's my first time speaking to the Prime Minister of Canada.
Yeah.
Right, and then it's like, oh yeah, I've made expectations for me like low and like chill, and now I can sort of like have this conversation.
It's a skill. I definitely think it's a skill to have conversations like that with people.
It's a defense mechanism at best. At best, right? So I had this conversation. It was cool. Got up, walked out, said hi to everybody, left. And then this was like years later, the Prime Minister's office, and I'm sure I've spoken to him about that conversation, and he goes, I remember the joke.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying, though? It leaves a lasting impression on somebody.
And he goes, I remember the joke, right? And he goes, but I don't remember it was you saying the joke, but I remember that joke.
Yeah.
Right? So we were there. So pretty much the way it came to be was it was Black History Month, and Trudeau was super big into men's mental health.
Yeah.
So he'd be great for this podcast.
Honestly.
Hey, manifest.
He'd be great for it.
Hey,
it's so funny because I'm trying to figure out, like, yo, with all the pressures and all the stuff that he deals with, just with, like, the country.
How does he deal with it?
Like, how does he deal with his mental health?
He's a tough dude.
Because I'm like, all, like, criticism aside, like, I'm like, yo, that must be such a big burden.
It must be rough. Like, you see, like, but he's able to navigate through it. Like the wind, man.
Yeah.
Like the wind. Like I've seen it. I've sat with him. It's not like he isn't aware of it. He has the internet, right? Like he can read things. He can see things. I don't know if you guys saw that one like I guess maybe it was a podcast or an internet show, and. Have you guys seen those F Trudeau banners?
Yeah. Oh,
yeah,
I've seen the video where like
he rolled it out and it was good luck Trudeau.
Yeah.
But before that, the joke it's stylized to look like the F Trudeau banners, and he saw it, and I don't know if this was pre-set up, but like he's never pre-set up any interaction interview we've done with the guy meeting, and that's rare.
It's all authentic.
It's so and it's such a breath of fresh air. I know I'm glazing the guy crazy, but like I've done meetings with like other people or like TV show people or like whatever it is, and you have to give a list of everything you're going to ask beforehand.
Yeah.
Like everything down to the wire. He comes in and doesn't know like what he's walking into, but is down to walk into it.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'll sit there with you guys. I'll talk with you guys. So super cool dude, bro. So we met him in a barbershop, and he was supposed to be there with us, which was hilarious because we came to a barbershop. Shout out Onyx. So we're at Onyx, legendary barbershop in Toronto. We're at Onyx Barbershop, and we walk in, and they don't know he's coming there today.
Yeah.
The staff have no idea. So everyone's just cutting hair. It's a normal day. They're vibing. They're doing their thing. And we're like, we have a meeting here today. They're like, with who? And we're not allowed to say. So I'm like, oh, just nonprofit. We're just meeting somebody today, blah, 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 blah. And they go, oh, okay, cool. I'm like, I think we have this whole section booked out. So they're like, yeah, take it.
Fine.
Yeah, take it, whatever, Cool. So we're taking it. And then as time goes by, more and more like people start showing up that look so intimidating. There's like big black trucks pulling up and parking, and
it starts to look serious.
It's starting to look serious, and like government officials are coming in, and before a prime minister goes anywhere, they sweep the area.
Yeah.
I'm talking like dogs, like there's a couch here in the background that you guys can't see. If you told me to check that couch, I just look in the couch. Maybe I check the cushions. Maybe they're flipping the couch and looking underneath it for everything. Like they're checking these like roof tiles, everything, and they're bringing dogs in. There's like 30 people in suits or like army gear, sort of just walking through, checking everything. So they check everything, and the people in the store are like,
Yo, what's going on right now?
Yeah.
this guy's getting a line up.
He's getting a mid fade, and he's like, yo, I don't want to get another
The
fade.
guy in the mid fade is looking around and he can't move his head. So he's like, and the guy giving the fade is like,
Yeah.
what's going on? And then they walk back up
the interaction, like,
nuts. And then they walk back
Imagine
up
a
to us
man
and they're
messes
like,
up your lineup because
I
Justin
know.
Trudeau came in.
right, he's
I'll probably start hating him even more.
nuts, right? He's like, he ruins everything.
You ruined my Friday night, bro.
Right? And then you're like, yeah, so they're coming in more and more, and they're just confused.
Yeah.
And now what's happening is the people who are in the store are allowed to stay and finish,
Yeah.
but nobody new can come in.
Oh.
Right? So
Wait, I wonder how much that barbershop got paid.
yeah, I don't even know if they get paid. I
Maybe
think
it's
it's just
exposure?
like it's just exposure. It's like
Yeah.
Trudeau's in Honest Barbershop.
Yeah.
Okay,
Right?
yeah, I mean that's something,
That's
right?
payment
Yeah,
Because it's
still,
like, yo,
right?
you're not like allowing any new clients in, right? So you're probably losing money.
I see what you mean, but I think like the pictures there and just like putting that on your wall is kind of dope.
Yeah.
You know, I wanted to see. This was my second time meeting him. If it was further down, I swear to God, I wanted to see if I could get him to get a fade on camera,
That'd be dope.
and he just come out clean. You know what I mean? Right? But yeah.
would've
So
been
we get,
faded.
it'd be hilarious, right? So we get there. We're there. We're setting everything up. We're talking. His team's there. They're interviewing us, and then he walks in, and I'm telling you, dude, just chill. Like just a genuine good dude. Sat with us. I think he was scheduled for like 45 minutes. I think he stayed for like an hour and a half.
Yeah.
And I could see his people in the background going like, and he's just looking at him. He's like, I'm having fun, you know. And he gave us this time, and he said, and he put on the Jen Chosen sweater, and he participated with us, and he was just a genuine cool dude. And he was a vibe. He was awesome. And then they reached out back to us, and they're like, yo, he had fun. He really enjoyed it, and he really wants to support you guys. Can he come out to see what you guys do?
That's dope.
And we went, yeah, what? He's making more time for us? Like, that's
Yeah.
insane. Like, thank you. And then I'm reading all these Instagram comments of like, doesn't the prime minister have better things to do than run around with these guys? Right? And I'm looking at it and I was like, how if your prime minister doesn't have time or doesn't make time to come around and see the people that he serves
Yeah.
in Jane and Finch, which is arguably one of the most in need communities in Canada.
Yeah.
In Canada, what is he really doing?
No, that's facts.
Right? So he came down to Brookview, same thing. Dogs come in, cars are out front, they sweep the area. He's sitting with us just like this.
Yeah.
And the kids, we didn't tell anybody anything. The kids have no idea what they're walking into, and they were stunned and they were terrified. And I told that story about my first time meeting him, and I was scared. I got up and I was like, okay, guys, listen, don't let fear stop you here.
Yeah.
Right? I was afraid to talk to him the first time, and the first thing I did was I made a stupid joke. Right? And then we're kind of laughing, and then I go, I thought I had one chance to speak to a prime minister, and he goes, now we talk all the time.
Yeah. That's
Right?
so crazy.
Nuts, right? And yeah, right. So then I told that story. The kids put their hand up, and he was just such a vibe with the kids, man. He was like giving out pizza, sitting with them, talking with them. And I still teach some of those kids today.
Yeah.
And they always bring it up. They keep the pictures. And when I tell you, it took their worldview from the limitations that are often set on it in Jane and Finch to they're like, I want to be the prime minister.
Yeah.
I want to be the speaker of the House of Commons. I want to, I can do anything. Right? Like it really let them know, because you see these people on TV and they seem so unattainable. And like you'll never reach
They
them.
don't
You'll
even
never talk
seem
to
like
them.
real people.
They don't even seem like real people. And then they come down and he takes the time to sit down with you and vibe and really like show these kids like, no, I care about you.
Yeah.
And I'm here for you. Yeah, and that was dope. And then another time we flew down to Ottawa for Canadian Budget Day.
Yeah.
And we're sort of sitting, he has no idea we're showing up. We're there, and I remember sitting in the House of Commons. So I'm sitting upstairs in the House of Commons, and I'm looking at the guy. and he's sitting in his seat, and he sees us, and I'm with my staff members, and he looks at us and he gives us this wave under the table. And my staff member goes, "Yo, is the Prime Minister of Canada waving at us?"
Yeah.
And we're kind of laughing, and we're like, "This is nuts." Then we exit budget day, and he sees us in the hallway, and security's kind of like backing everybody up, and he goes, "Ibby, JJ, come here." And he pulls us through this crowd, and he goes, what are you guys doing right now? We're like, "I don't know." And he's like, "Let's go to my office." So he takes us to his office.
That's such a surreal moment, and you're just talking about it like he's like casual. I'm like, yo, it's like
weird, man.
Yeah.
Like in the moment, you're like,
and he's calling you by first name too, mind you.
Nuts, right? So he goes, "Ibby, Joseph, let's go to the office."
Yeah.
So he grabs us, and I'm with 2 other staff members. He takes all 4 of us, and this is right after budget day. Like budget day is like where the serving government announces the budget for like how the government is going to spend their money, and the opposition gets to like push back on it. So it's right after budget day. He just announced that the budget was amazing. So much of it was prioritized towards communities like ours. So, like a large amount of it. They put out, and this was done by the Minister of Mental Health, Yara Sachs.
Yep.
They put out a youth mental health grant, which Canada has never had before in that capacity. They put out something like $500 million, just going towards youth mental health.
Yeah, we got to top in with the
right,
Yo,
and
tell
that
them to holler at
launches.
us, man.
I think this fall, actually.
Yeah.
Right. So that launches. I think this fall. So it's like they're a government that really saw the need and said, "Okay, we're going to invest in this." Right. And when you look at it, it has effects like you guys know the mayor of Baltimore. Have you guys ever seen the mayor of Baltimore?
I'm gonna be honest.
Oh no, I know what you mean. Yeah.
Okay, you'll be shocked. The mayor of Baltimore is a young black man.
Yep.
I'm surprised. You seen the mayor of Chicago?
Yeah.
That's the mayor that I know.
Yeah. When you think mayor, right?
Yeah.
So the mayor of Baltimore is a young black man who grew up in Baltimore. Okay. Okay.
Well, does he have like a language? Like, you know how like Baltimore has like a particular language? Does he?
Yeah, he has the accent, right? He does the voice.
Yes. He can Baltimore Toronto man it. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. So Baltimore, if people don't know, was one of the worst cities. It was essentially for a while it was Gotham.
Yeah.
I feel like is it still? Because I feel like
But it's rapidly improving.
Yeah.
Okay.
And do you know how he did that?
How?
The mayor of Baltimore heavily invested in community organizations and youth.
Every time I think about Baltimore, and excuse me for the people that watch from Baltimore, I always think about The Wire.
Like
That's my idea of Baltimore. I ain't gonna lie.
You're like The Wire, which by the way, do you know The Wire was so hyper realistic? It got pulled off TV for a little bit.
Really?
It was teaching people how to operate.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because the premise is that like you're under a wire.
Yeah, you're under wiretap, and people are, huh?
Yeah.
What do you mean you're recording
attacking
me?
people's chests.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the mayor of Baltimore has been able to greatly curb the crime rate, drug use, just like all the negative statistics that you kind of want to remove from an area. He's been able to curb that greatly through investing in community organizations like nobody else. Youth programs, community organizations, and community spaces.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that's a youth violence approach, because I think it was from the CURE model as well. So like in youth violence prevention, there's this model that they adapted from the States. I believe if it wasn't from Baltimore, it was probably from Chicago or Philly.
Yeah.
But the CURE model in a sense is that you have to treat violence like a disease.
Yes. Okay, it's funny. So at Gen Chosen, we have this understanding that violence is the symptom of unmet emotional needs.
Absolutely.
Right? When people's when people aren't being fulfilled emotionally in ways that they require, they lash out, act out, and crash out. Right? And that sort of leads to things that you see in community that are disheartening and lead to like a lack of safety and things of that nature. But when you're the CURE model, it's called, right? Yeah. So when you can adapt things like the CURE model or what the mayor in Baltimore is doing to sort of curb growth in that way and sort of just make life better for people living in situations, the effects are wonderful.
So you mentioned mental health, and we have like a segment. And I like to always start it off like saying we talk about a lot of bullshit, but we do talk about a lot of real shit.
Okay.
How is your mental health?
That's a good question, man.
And we answer too, by the way. We answer too.
No, we answer all the time.
All right. Okay. Do you want the real or do you want the I'm good?
I want the real.
I like how you asked that question. I want to hear the real.
The real. Okay. So how is my mental health? Honestly, that's a good question. So the way I assess my mental health is I try never to look at it day by day.
Yeah.
I look at it almost like a paycheck.
Okay.
I assess it
bi-weekly.
Bi-weekly.
Yeah, I like those weekly paychecks.
You know, in the UK, it's monthly sometimes. I have friends in London who go, "Oh, I got paid for this month," and then they'll blow it all in a week.
Yeah.
And for 3 weeks, they're shaking it. So okay, right? But I assess my mental health on like a bi-weekly basis. And what I'd like to do is, the way that I assess my mental health is how much do I enjoy doing the things that I enjoy.
Okay. So would you
Right?
say that's how you reset? Like the things that you enjoy, that's how you reset after a long week?
No,
Okay.
no, not at all.
We'll get back to it.
We
I have a
will,
question,
we will. It's how much do I, okay, because when I'm feeling really down, all the things that I love in life feel gray, mute, and it goes from tasting like a slushie to tasting just like water. Everything tastes like water.
It's funny, I had a slushie yesterday, and that's kind of how it
And it bangs, right?
Yeah.
Right? But it's like, so watch. I'll be like, okay, what do I love to do? I love to watch movies or anime. And I go, okay, let me turn on a movie. And I go, nah, I'm not even down.
Yeah.
And then I'll go, okay, let me play PS5. And I go, nah, I don't want to turn that on right now. It's too much work. Or I'll be like, okay, let me go call my friend. It's like, nah, I want to talk to nobody. And I go, yeah, I'm not doing so good.
Yeah, because that blew my mind because I never really noticed this, but like I do it sometimes.
Yeah.
So it was like literally I'll turn on my PS5 and they're like, yeah, I want to play a game.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm not really in the mood.
Yeah, the way I sort of score my mental health, my mental health is how much do I enjoy doing the things that I enjoy doing.
Yeah.
If I love doing everything, I'm like, oh, I'm pretty good right now. If everything feels like a chore, I'm like, I'm not doing so good right now.
That's
Do
interesting.
you get what I mean?
Yeah, no, because like that, I guess, relatable to me, and I'm just like, I've never actually thought of it that way.
Yeah, right. If everything feels like a chore to me, I go, I'm not doing so great. And I was like that for a while in like spring, winterish, where everything just felt like dragging my feet.
So, would you say it's a testament to like your energy level, or like?
No, I think it's like load, work stress, because I like to keep busy, but sometimes you have to make time for the things that you love to do, right? So like I do two things. But it's all youth related, so it kind of sometimes feels like one thing.
Yeah.
I teach full-time teacher for the Toronto District School Board, and then Generation Chosen as the ED, which are really two full-time jobs.
Yeah.
Right. So some days my day starts at like I'll get up at like 7:30 in the morning to do teacher stuff.
Yeah.
And then it's like teach from 9 to 3, right? But then where teachers normally get breaks or a second to breathe, I give those up to do executive director stuff. Mm-hmm. So for my prep, I don't ever use my prep for teacher things. I do my prep time at home somewhere else, and then during the day, because I can have meetings, I'll have my meetings during the day, or my lunch break, I'll have meetings during my lunch break. Or right after school, the bell rings, the kids walk out, I have a meeting on Zoom, right? And then that'll go on till like 6, 7. Then we'll have Gen Chosen programming until 10, and I'll show up for that, and then I get home.
You saying this is like opening up a can of worms for me because I have so much questions. Like, I'm gonna start with like, how do you find the work-life balance with that, and then also you're in a relationship?
Yeah, I'm married actually, right?
Yeah.
So so you gotta ask her, right? So and it sucks because like let's say some days I do get to cut like finding work-life balance. Let's start there. We'll go one question at a time, or else I skip.
Yeah, we'll start with that.
So finding work-life balance is incredibly tricky, and when I figure it out, I'll let you know. I haven't. So I guess the way that I say it is I try to get as much work done as possible.
Yeah.
But I do have days where I go, okay, on Sunday no work.
Yeah.
Excluding emergencies, but it has to be an emergency. But on Sunday I go no work. I spend time with family.
So so that's how you avoid burnout.
Yeah.
Would have been my next question.
Right. So Sundays I'm like, okay, put the phone away, don't answer your email, don't open your computer for anything work related. Just spend time with your wife and your cats, or go see your mom, or like go do things that you need to do. And then I try to, like, before I was really bad about it. Yeah. Before I was like, I'd be on the couch with my wife. It's like 11, and we're watching a movie, and I'm still answering emails. And I could see her like not begin to resent me for it. Be like, come on,
this is us time.
Yeah, like come on, right? And she's right for that. She's not wrong at all, right? It's like if I'm always attached to this, I'm never attached to her.
Yeah.
Right? So I'd be like, okay, you know what? After like 7, 8, if I'm home, no more work. If I'm out and still working, I'm out and still working. I can't help that.
Yeah.
But if I get home after like 7, I put it away. And I go, no more work. Now it's time to spend time with her or to do the things that I love to do.
Okay.
Because I've been obsessed with video games since I was like 4. Like I remember like N64. I was playing like Smash Bros, Mario Kart, like Pokemon Stadium. You know,
the classics.
The classics.
Yeah.
And that's never left.
Yeah.
That's never left. But work-life balance to me is finding time for the things that you love to do. Yeah. How do you guys manage work-life balance?
Delux, you want to go first?
What's your secret?
I really got to think about it, to be honest.
Because I relate to a lot of things. You're at work, you're doing other things. I'm in school for psychotherapy.
Yeah.
There used to be a point where I was doing like fellowships and like apprenticeship programs. It's like, and they're like, yo, Delux, like, how do you do this all? And I would just look at them and be like, honestly, there's moments where I don't show up in certain other tasks. Like emotionally, I wouldn't show up because it was so draining that if I added emotions to my day, I would be out of it.
Yeah.
So then there's moments where like I'm with the youth, I'm doing my thing, and I'll be on my laptop setting up a partnership deal or getting them sneakers for something else. And then that's all backhand work that people don't really see. I think they see me as like, oh, you know what, like you do all these events, but people don't understand that in order to do all these events, you have to do the backhand work. You have to do the emails. You have to do the messaging. You have to build rapport. You have to make someone trust you in order to give you money first off.
Of course.
You have to build a consistent track record. And that's exhausting when you say that out loud.
It's
just
tiring.
Like, yo.
Yeah.
But I don't think I'm at a point where I have experience. So for me, it's like I could go into meetings and not have to do a lot of prep because I've done this like 40 times.
Yeah.
Or if I have to do a speaking engagement, I don't want to psych myself out by having this whole script. Because if I'm like, I just go in it with an idea and I also know how to read the room and audience. That's the major point of it.
That's a skill.
Then I could go into do these things. But I'm 27 right now, and I have responsibilities, the same responsibilities as someone that's like 45. So what does that really show you? It carries a lot, but at the same time, I do the things in my community that no one else was doing.
Yeah.
So I became the person that I needed.
Yeah.
And that was really hard because there is no work-life balance. There's days where I'm out with friends and I'm thinking about what I'm going to do the week of. There's days where like I'm supposed to, communicate and be in a relationship, and there's days where I wasn't showing up, and I would get frustrated with myself and this and that, and I felt bad about that. So the work-life balance now is that I'm taking more time for myself to be like, you know what are the things that I need for myself? Okay, I get to do the podcast. I like doing that stuff. I don't see a con with sharing how I feel genuinely.
Yeah.
Even with like going out to different things like art galleries, I'm going out to different sporting events. I'm watching movies again. I'm getting to hang out with my friends and actually genuinely tell them how I feel.
Very important.
That's my work-life balance. When I get to turn off the work.
Got it.
How I would answer that question, it's...
Sorry, can I ask him a follow-up question?
Sure.
Yeah, go ahead.
Do you ever feel guilty for turning the work off?
In the early stages, I did because I really did... I did really value the work that I did, and I feel like it was a defining characteristic of myself. But then there was moments where like if I didn't have, because I used to have like 10 tasks I like to do every day, and I did that for like maybe like 6 years.
Okay.
I did that every day for 6 years, and I would just crush it. I was winning awards. I was going above and beyond. But there was a point where I felt like something was missing. And I said, and there was a moment where I was getting frustrated. And I was like, yo, these awards, they mean nothing. Like they're really, I felt like Mike Tyson was like, oh, I played for garbage. Like it really and truly.
Yeah. Oh, yo, when Mike Tyson said that, my heart hurt.
It hurt because I'm looking at myself and I'm like, I really chose to true success. And people are gonna be like, oh, you're successful, you're doing all this and that.
Yeah.
Like, but internally, I don't feel like I'm successful.
Got you.
So it's like you're climbing all these mountains and you're going, and it's like it doesn't feel like anything.
Yeah, it feels empty almost.
I feel like true success,
It's lonely.
it's lonely, but it only resonates with you when you're doing something you're passionate about.
Yeah.
I hear that. The question about the guilt was okay because I asked, do you ever feel guilty because for being the ED of Generation Chosen, for most people don't know what the job of an executive director is, but it's I'm no longer in like a front-facing youth mentorship role, even though you do sort of carry that because it's what you love to do. So you go in and you still build relationships, but it's mainly my job is to get the funding the organization needs to do what it needs to do, and to grow relationships.
Yeah.
Right. So I don't know if anybody knows anything about trying to find funding, but it's a very difficult task, right?
Because I feel like you have to relate to who you're trying to get funding for. You have to convince them. You have to negotiate.
Yeah, like you have to prove, and it's highly competitive.
Yeah.
And in Toronto, funding competitiveness is on 12.
For sure.
This is the hardest place in Canada, just statistically speaking, to receive funding. You have to be, and I don't want to say better because I don't think I'm better than people, but you have to your application must stand out in a crowd of great applications.
Prove yourself.
Of great applications. Like you'll apply to a grant. For example, I was at a FFBC, Foundation for Black Communities. Shout out to them, legendary people. They were giving out $9 million this year.
Yeah.
Not in one grant, but in a bunch. It's called the Big Ideas Grant 2.0.
Yeah.
And okay, so they have $9 million to give out. How much do you think they were requested for?
How much?
Guess.
I don't know.
Like they were giving out 9, but like, you could request. I say about 500,000.
No. So they're giving out $9 million.
Okay.
Right. In total, all of the applications.
Yeah.
What do you think the total of all the applications valued to?
Probably like 100 mil.
Okay. 100 mil.
100 mil, probably 50, 75.
Okay. The answer is $250 million.
Okay.
Oh.
So they were requested $250 million, and they had a $9 million pool
Oh wow.
Oh.
to give out, right? So in order to and think about like how many organizations that is with how many great ideas, with how many big ideas.
Yeah.
Shout out to them. And they're giving out $9 million, and the most any group can ask for is $250,000.
Okay. 2/5.
Right? So
Yeah.
2/5. So the most any group can ask for is $250. They got $250 million of funding requests. Damn. And a lot of it comes from Toronto. Right?
Yeah, I can understand the competitiveness.
It's incredibly competitive. So the feeling of guilt for me was, if I'm not going after this funding, I won't get it, and I can't help the kids that we serve.
Yeah.
For example, this circles back to a lot of points we were talking about earlier, but it circles back to mental health and catching somebody when they're ready.
Yeah.
At Generation Chosen, we have a free therapy program for any racialized youth called Remedy. If I don't know if you guys can do pop-ups.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, we're gonna add pop-ups.
Yeah, so Remedy at generationchosen.ca. If you feel like you need somebody to talk to, go there, email them, and we'll link you up with a therapist, right? So, but that costs money.
Yeah.
Because it's free therapy for you, but not for us.
Yeah.
The therapist still has to get paid. That's their time, that's their profession, that's their work.
Yeah.
They deserve it. So we have to go out and find funding for therapists.
Yeah.
Right? So I feel there are moments where that therapy funding gets so low where you're like, we might have to start turning people away.
And that's so messed up.
And then what do you do?
Yeah.
Right? And then you're like, oh, but I'm tired. And it's like, well, does that matter?
No.
And it's like,
you kind of feel there's the guilt.
There's the
bro.
guilt.
Yeah.
There's the guilt.
Right? So I'm like, oh my God, this kid just signed up for therapy. He needs it, and I need money to pay these therapists. And it's never just one kid. It's I'd say and in
It's a
any given
marathon.
month, yeah, right. It's a marathon, and in any given month we have maybe like northwards of like 30 kids participating in this Remedy program.
Yeah.
Right, and that's like $150 a session for 30 kids. Each kid gets 5 to 10 sessions. It's expensive, no?
Yeah.
Right?
If you do the math, it's
It's expensive.
Yeah.
Adds up, right? Just put the total over here. So we're working towards it, and you have to find funders for it. You have to like do all these different things, and then it's like, well, if I turn off, so does the program.
Yeah.
So you're like, I almost had to learn how to deal with the sense of like guilt, but then you get what Delux was saying is like you build the skill, you get better at it, so then you can take more time for yourself.
Yeah.
But in the beginning, it's so rough.
It's tough. Yeah.
It's just about building that muscle and try to figure out the best effective way of dealing with what you're tasked with, right? And like you said, it's tough in the beginning. Like, you just gotta learn how to be more effective.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah. But
people don't talk about that. Sorry to cut you off, but it's also that burnout too. It's like whenever you're in a community, and if you work for a community organization or been at that
I feel like it's physical and emotional burnout.
And then you get drained because it's also the guilt too.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I'm not performing, and you're like at the top of your game. But there's a point where, like, I think I mapped it. It was like 11 months. I went straight a work mode, grind, everything. And at 11 months, that's when I felt the actual burnout. And it was just an angry feeling. It's just like, I'm exhausted. Like,
resentment.
And it's the resentment. And then someone asks you, can you do something? I say, can't you see that I've done enough?
Yeah.
I get that. Oh my God, yeah. Yeah, that one resonated.
And it's never enough. And then that's the thing with when you're in the social facing, it's like you could have done everything right for 11 months. And then the one thing you're like no to is like, oh, so you don't want to do this for me. And it's like, yo, did you just forget? And I think that goes back to the Etch-a-Sketch kind of example, right?
Oh my God, yeah. So I have this what's it called? This analogy, right? Of like sometimes a relationship can feel like an Etch-a-Sketch, right? And he's talking about it in professional relationships, and it exists in all forms of relationships. But the example I was using it in was romantic relationships, where I go, it's incredibly draining and exhausting trying to constantly please somebody. And I call those people like Etch-a-Sketches. And for those of you who don't know what an Etch-a-Sketch is, it's this it's this tablet kind of thing with these two knobs. And you can twist the knobs in order to draw a picture.
Yeah, I feel like some kids won't even know what that is.
Yeah, they won't even know what it is.
It's like red and stuff.
Yeah, right? So you're twisting these knobs and you're drawing this picture, and let's say you're drawing a rose, right? You take your time, you get it right, you draw this big, beautiful rose, and you're so proud of it, and you show it to somebody and you go, look at what I did. Now, the feature of an Etch-a-Sketch, aside from drawing, is you can wipe it clean, right? And the way you wipe it clean is you don't wipe, like you grab it and you shake it.
Yeah.
You shake the Etch-a-Sketch and then... I
haven't seen those in years.
It's been a minute, right? So you shake the Etch-a-Sketch and then it's completely wiped out, right? Trying to constantly please somebody who has a lack of appreciation or understanding for what you're doing. Like what Delux was saying is, like, I did all these things for 11 months. I went hard, I did all these things, and you're going to focus on the one thing that I didn't do. It's like drawing a picture on an Etch-a-Sketch, and then every day somebody comes and shakes it, and then gives it back to you and goes, try again today.
That's a great analogy.
Right? At a certain point, you're like, what am I doing? Why am I doing this? It's like there's no carryover credit. There's no transferable credit to tomorrow or to next month or to next week or to next year.
Yeah, but I hate to wrap this up. This is a great conversation and stuff, and you had a lot of insight and a lot of stories.
I appreciate
gems and stuff. But where can the people find you?
In the streets. Okay. So if you want to find us, go to www.generationchosen.ca. Okay. There's an email there that you can connect with somebody, and we're always just an email or a phone call away.
Yeah. Do you have anything up and coming so that people can find
Yeah, absolutely. So Generation Chosen takes a little bit of an off season towards the end of the summer.
Yeah.
We'll be back in the fall in October at local schools and community centers near you. Come by, pop in, check it out, follow the Instagram, and you can see our current events. And I think we have a camp coming up. We actually got a lease on a gigantic camp space. It's wonderful. Yeah. That's coming up in the fall. If you're a youth and you'd like to go to camp, or you're a parent and you want to send your kid to camp, follow the Instagram, and then you'll know how to reach out to us.
Yeah. So that's been our episode. Like, comment, and subscribe. Whoop. Spotify 5 stars, Patreon, check our Patreon. I don't think we dropped anything yet, but we will be dropping merch coming soon.
There you go.
We got a lot of interesting content coming soon, so stay tuned for that. And that has been our episode. Peace.